Hi guys, it's Sophie. So I have a really exciting announcement for you all today. Now I've known about this for a little bit of time. I've been thinking about this since January of this year. And it's been really hard to keep it to myself and not to talk to you guys about it because I'm dead excited for it, and I've shared it with a couple of my close booktube friends and my parents and my brother, but no one else knows because it's just a big project, but I think it should be really good fun. So what I'm going to be doing, trying not to over egg the tension, is in 2018 I'm going to try and read my way around the world. So what I mean by that is I'm going to be trying to pick up a book from an author who was born or lives in every single country of the world. Now there are 192 countries that are currently recognised by the UN and listed as countries. The UN's list will be what I go from, and I'll go from that from the 1st of January 2018. Countries do change fairly regularly, so you know, and I don't want to feel like people are being left out if there's someone that I have missed if it changes in that year, but that's what I'm going to try and do. So I'm going to try and read 192 books from all the way around the world. I am so excited for this. This has been a project that I have absolutely been dying to get started on. And I wanted to talk to you about it today, even though we've got ages still. We've still got like 7 months before this is all going to kick off. But the reason why I wanted to chat about it now, before I actually start doing anything, is because I want to explain a little bit about how my buying is going to be for the next 6 months or 7 months, and what my reading is going to be like, because it's going to have a big impact on the end of this year. So what it means is a lot of my hauls for the next 7 months or so are going to be trying to find those books from all of those little countries that are going to be hard to find, and I'm going to probably need to reach out to you guys. I'm going to need to try and figure my way around what I want to read, what kind of books I want to read, how I want to do that. But yeah, so my hauls for the next period of time are very likely to be hauling translated fiction for that next year project. And that's one of the reasons why I keep saying in my videos I'm trying to read the books I own, because I want to have that as close to zero as I can for starting next year. So I have like a fresh start with these translated books. I'm so excited for this. I'm sure you can see how pepped I am for this. Yeah, so it's going to be great. The bookshelf that I edited at the beginning of this week is where I'm going to put all of the books that I collect. So I'm going to separate them from my normal TBR just so I don't get drawn into them and try and read them. And then I'm going to have essentially a tiny little library of 190 odd books that I can choose between. Now I'm undecided at the moment about whether I want to read literally around the world, so starting in the UK and then jumping from country to country, which I think could be quite fun, or whether I want to leave it more open. I'm tending toward leaving it more open at the moment because I think otherwise I might be too restricted in my reading and I might feel a bit trapped by the challenge. But we'll see what I think. I think I would prefer sort of aesthetically to do it around the world. But yeah, well, that's yet to be determined. I've got plenty of time to figure that out. A couple of the kind of rules and a couple of the things I'm doing for myself are I want to sort of have that person essentially have their core nationality be from that country. Now it's going to be hard. I expect I'll have some that are kind of half and half. When I read translated stuff, I sometimes find it's hard to decide which country to put some authors in, and I might struggle with that. I'll do my best. I'm not going to claim this is going to be perfect, but I'm going to do my best to read around as much as I can and be as fair as I can, do research on the authors. The other rule that I'm going to have is I'm going to try and read books that are between 100 pages and 300 pages. So I'm hoping that in restricting the length to sort of fairly short novels, I should be able to do it a bit more easily. If I was going for stuff that was 400, 500 pages, I think I would struggle because 200 books was a lot when I did it in 2016. So nearing that, and it all being translated and new topics, I think would be too much. So that's why it's on the shorter side. I don't know what's going to happen with non-fiction or poetry or graphic novel. I haven't figured that out yet, but this is kind of my plan. I think I'm probably just going to class all of those things in that category, if that makes sense. So if I have a poetry collection from someone from Sudan, that can count into this pile, if that makes any kind of sense to you at all. Well done. So yeah, this is going to be a large project. This is going to be something that is genuinely going to be difficult, and I'm so excited to be starting out on it and to be sharing it with you guys. I think it's hopefully going to be a really good fun thing to watch and engage in next year. I'm undecided as to quite what I'm going to do yet, but I am going to be arranging ahead of me starting it in January a kind of fund page so that you can contribute toward a charitable donation for a charity that I've yet to determine. That's why I haven't sort of gone into that yet. I'll either be doing something around literacy or something around water, because those are two things that I think a lot of people here could kind of identify with and dig deep and try and put some money toward it, because I want to try and make something of this challenge, because it is such a big thing, and I think it would be brilliant if we could have some support from you guys and try and do something really good with this together. Yeah, so I think I've finished babbling for what I've got. I just wanted to show you quickly a couple of books that I picked up this weekend that are on that kind of theme. They're both from And Other Stories, who I think are going to be a bit of a staple publisher when I'm doing this challenge. And the first one is called Southeaster, and this one is by Haroldo Conti. I think it's a fairly well-known author, and it was translated by John Lindsay Miles. And this is an Argentinian writer, and on the back says that over the course of a season, Boga and the old man have worked side by side on the banks of the Paranti Delta, cutting weeds to sell to local basket weavers. But when the old man falls sick and dies, Boga abandons himself entirely to the river and the life of solitary drifting that he has yearned for. The cover, A, is just stunning, and B, I really like isolated stories, you know that, but this is a very different setting to the normal kind of isolation that I go for, so I think this one should hopefully be really interesting. And then the other one that I picked up is from an Albanian author, and this one is Elvira, and the book is called Sworn Virgin. The translation was by Clarissa Botsford. And I'm going to read you the back of this one as well, because I think it sounds fantastic. So it says, Heina Doha is an ambitious literature student in cosmopolitan Tirana. Mark Docker is a raki-drinking, chain-smoking shepherd living alone in the Albanian mountains, but in fact they are the same person. I think that sounds fabulous. So these are the first two books that I have toward my challenge. I'm going to be making a spreadsheet, because it's me, and ticking them off, and may well make that one available once I start the challenge, so you can all click and see what I'm going to be reading next, what I've got on my list. I really, really hope that you're all as excited for this, or as excited as you can be for this, as I am, because I've just really wanted to share this for a really long time. I think it's going to be great fun. So I will be doing check-ins around this topic throughout the rest of 2017, and I think what's going to be called, I feel pretty sure of it, is Around the World in 192 Books. So those should be the titles of those videos, that you can find those if you'd like, and I'll just keep you updated as to how I'm going, how I'm finding stuff. I'll show you before I start like all the books I have. I think it's going to be dead exciting. Yeah, so hopefully, as I say, hopefully you're all excited too, and I will chat to you very soon in my next video. Bye bye.